And I think we also have the presence of the legal teams on the platform. Welcome to this meeting. For the record of who's present currently, we have Honorable Maleka, Honorable Dudovo, Honorable Mtetwa, Honorable Mikulakis, Honorable Dango, Honorable Bartlett. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing any other honorable members. I also understand that there's no apology from any honorable member, except from the minister, who's not necessarily required in this meeting. But that being said, once again, honorable members, welcome to this meeting. I'm going to also request that I turn my camera off. Unfortunately, my gadgets didn't charge due to load shedding, and I'd forgotten to connect it. But just to save on the battery, though I don't expect this meeting to take extremely long, perhaps I'll just leave it on till I think I have a problem with the battery. Once again, good morning, honorable members, welcome. Just in terms of recapping where we are in the process, I think most of last week as a committee,
recording in progress,
with members of the public on their submissions, and we had received 6 written submissions, and we also received oral submissions from 3 of the 6. The committee interacted with those submissions on the 7th and 8th of December, and we had further deliberations on Friday, the 9th of December. For the record, I should also indicate to honorable members that AfriForum did not send a submission on the bill before the committee by the close of business on Friday, the 9th of December. However, honorable members, in Friday's meeting, we received a further comprehensive response from the department to all the submissions that, and there was consensus by majority of the members to support the bill without amendments. Therefore, in terms of today's proceedings, we will table the bill without amendments for adoption. Secondly, we will also table the report on public participation. And thirdly, we'll look at the report, the committee report on the bill. I think that being said, honorable members, if you would allow me then to table the bill without amendments as per our discussions and deliberations last week on the bill. If there's any comment you'd like to make, and or if you would want to move for the adoption of the bill without amendments, please give an indication there too.
Chair? I think I will move for the adoption of the bill. I'm not sure, can you hear me clearly? I'm not able to switch off on my phone and the video.
Okay. Okay, Honorable Bartlett, I also see the hand of Honorable Mikulakis. Honorable Mikulakis, do you want to move for the adoption or second, or do you have a comment you'd like to make?
Morning, Chair. Chair, no, I would just like to place on record that the DA does not support the bill for the reasons that, firstly, we believe that the definition in not all cases covers the important elements of the crime of terrorism, but also that we believe that it would have made for a better bill to include some safeguard for humanitarian organizations as well. On that basis, Chairperson, we will not be supporting the bill in its current form, and I would like to request, perhaps just in the interest of being or making things a bit more effective this morning, that it also, when we come to the report, that these objections also just be recorded as a minority view in the report as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mikulakis. I think you made the point on Friday as well, so I think it's also minuted at that point. Honorable Bartlett has moved for the adoption of the report. Any seconded of the bill without proposed amendments? Honorable Maleka?
Thank you, Chairperson. Second the adoption of the bill.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any objections and abstentions? We'll note the objection of Honorable Mikolakis. Any other objections and or abstentions? None. Okay, then thank you very much, honorable members. The bill is duly adopted without proposed amendments. That's the Pokhtadara bill. I'll then, honorable members, if you allow me, I'll then table the report on public participation. This report obviously is for noting purposes in terms of our proceedings. Okay. Remember, you have received the reports well on Saturday at least. Okay, just in terms of, I'll just go through the outline of the report. The introduction, number one, deals with the introduction. Number two, deals with the purpose of the bill. And I think this is in line with the purpose. There's point 3 deals with clauses of the bill, and it explains each and every clause till clause 24. Oh, sorry, clause 25. And then point 4 deals with the public participation process and public hearings. And I think, honourable members, if you had, well, in essence, it lists the 6. It lists the organizations that we contacted, as well as the 6 that have made written submissions. And then the table deals also with the oral submissions. At point number 7, sorry, it's quite a long way down. Point number 5 deals with the public hearings. In that we had hearings on the 7th and 8th, and it deals with what the key issues that arose during the public hearings. Point 6 deals with the discussions thereof in terms of the public hearings, and then point 7 deals with the conclusion. And with that being said, honourable members, if there's any mover for the adoption of the report, or any comments or additions firstly, and then we'll, if not, then we'll move towards the adoption of the public participation report on the Pokhtadara bill. Our members, am I still audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Is there any mover for the adoption?
I do, Chair. I do move for the adoption.
Any seconder?
I second, Chairperson. I second. Bartlett. Honorable Bartlett, second.
Okay, I see Honorable Malik also raised his hand, but fine. Any objections? So we note the objections of the DA. Any abstentions? Okay, if there are none, then this report is also duly adopted. Our members will then go to the final report, which is the committee report on the Pokhtadara bill B15B 2022. Gershwin, if you're able to, okay, thank you very much. Our members, the background, the report covers the background, and then it also gives a summary in terms of what the bill aims to do, and I'll try not to repeat all of that. And it also covers the summary of the public participation process to date. I think that as well, our members would have remembered some of these points that we discussed over the whole of last week. Okay, and then it also makes reference to the submissions that are in Annexure A. Furthermore, the report covers the committee consideration of the bill. And then in terms of consensus on the bill, it would read as no amendments were made for consideration. The bill as table was supported by a majority of the members. There were objections of the DA. In terms of the committee report on public participation, once again, the objections of the DA, and then obviously this report for adoption, depending on the process as it unfolds, we'll add that. The DA has already raised their objection on the report as well. And then in terms of the recommendation, the Select Committee on Security and Justice has considered the protection of constitutional democracy against terrorist and related activities amendment bill P15 P2022 referred to it and classified by the JTM as Section 75 bill reports the bill without proposed amendments for the National Council of Provinces consideration. That being said, honourable members, any additions you would like to make and or comments? If not, if you would want to then move for the adoption of the report. My apologies. Honourable Zitovu.
Chair, we are satisfied with the report itself and all the areas that it has covered. And based on that, I move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you very much, Honourable Zitovu. Honourable Maleka.
Thank you, Chairperson. I second for the adoption.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honourable Maleka. The objections of the DA are noted. Any other objection? Sorry. Okay, if there are none, honourable members, then the report is duly adopted, and the committee report is duly adopted. No, thank you very much, honourable members. Honourable members, maybe just in conclusion, let me just say that in the deliberations and processing on this bill, obviously together with the general laws or the Anti-Money Laundering and Financing of Terrorism Amendment Bill, which is being dealt with by the Select Committee on Finance, I think we were acutely aware of the dire consequences of South Africa potentially being grey-listed and the importance of processing this bill simultaneously. Amongst these consequences is that a country that does not remedy its deficiencies adequately, its risks being identified public by the FATF as a jurisdiction with strategic deficiencies. And such a public identification will have severe and adverse economic consequences for trade and transactions with other countries and hence affect economic growth. And the committee has therefore given all its time and attention to this bill. And we are grateful to the committee, obviously, but we're also grateful to the public for their comments and engagement on the bill. I think we are pleased that the bill is indeed a well thought out, effective piece of legislation that is in line with international laws and which goes a significant way in the prevention of terrorism. It will give effect to international instruments dealing with terrorists and related activities and also go a long way in the prevention of South Africa being grey-listed. With that said, honourable members, let me thank you once again. Thank all the legal teams that provided assistance throughout this process. But importantly also, I want to also thank the staff of the committee for their tireless support, their commitment and dedication to the work of the committee over the past 2 months. And I mentioned the past 2 months because I think we also dealt with the electoral amendment bill, which also had our staff members providing us with all the necessary support. Honourable Dodo, I don't know if that's a legacy hand or did you raise your hand now?
No, I'll speak when you are done, Honourable Chair.
Okay, you may speak.
Okay, I also want to take this opportunity to thank you. Thank you very much. How you steered this process. It was not an easy thing to do, especially given the time where we are and the need to ensure that at the end of the day, we adopt the report. And I really want to thank you. This is important because not only that you steered this process, it was just days after we had embarked on another laborious process of the electoral amendment bill. And for that, I also want to take this opportunity to thank you. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Godobu and honorable members. I'm seriously humbled by that. But that being said, this is our work, and I think the commitment of all members in this process has also supported that. As a committee, we walked this path together, and we actually were able to process the 2 bills within the stipulated timeframes. Once again, honorable members, thank you very much, and thank you to everybody else that is on this platform. I didn't expect this meeting to take very long, and let me then also declare this meeting closed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank